First test. Who knows who I am?
You're the defender.
Close. I am not a wrestler, although I...
Stan Lee's.
Yeah, I won Stan Lee's. Wow, Mr. Nash will not be able to stand up there. My name is Jared Crippen, a.k.a. The Diffuser. I won Stan Lee's second season of Who Wants to Be a Superhero. I am a large man in spandex. People confuse me with wrestlers because of the spandex. I assure you I have no talent. In my real life, I'm a police detective in Austin, Texas. So I will tase your ass. Alright, first off, we got to make sure y'all have the skills required to be an effective audience. Let's practice our round of applause. One of the wrestlers talks about their new puppy. That was pretty good. One of the wrestlers says something that surprises you. Wow. Y'all might have what it takes to be a decent audience. We'll see. If you haven't noticed, you are being filmed. It means we are watching you every minute of every day. So, if you are so inclined, you can move forward, you can move back, it doesn't matter. We're in a fairly good room here, fairly good size for this type of personal conversation. There are no real questions that are out of bounds. You can ask about anything. My personal advice is I would not ask someone larger than me about how many times they've lost. He may prove to you otherwise. Or worse, she will prove to you otherwise. God, I can't really think of anything else. They should be here any minute. Y'all are pretty talented. Got some skills. Questions? Please speak up loud enough because not only for them to hear you, but y'all have to entertain each other as well. So make sure you're loud enough to the people behind you to hear your question. What? Exactly. Give her a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen. No? Yes? Yes? Okay. They are here. We're going to give them a big resounding applause. Yes?
Can we take pictures?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, legends of wrestling, give you a round of applause for Kevin Nash!
Good afternoon.
Yo.
You too?
I've been warming them up. I was testing their skill levels to make sure they're an acceptable audience for someone of y'all's magnitude, and they passed the bar. They did all right. Especially that girl in the back. She was sharp. She was on top of things. So pretty much floor's open, unless y'all want to start off with something, Mr. Nash. Any big announcements?
No.
Still alive. You're still here. Black hair. Why don't I start with each of you, even though I know y'all know who they are. Why don't y'all just introduce yourselves a little bit, starting with the ladies.
Okay. Lilian García was the announcer and interviewer and diva and singer for the last 10 years with WWE. And so I was the one and only decade diva, which feels really good. Yeah, I mean, it's just an amazing ride.
Awesome. Good.
Hi guys, I'm Angela Fong. I was a former WWE diva for the last 3 years. I wrestled, I was a backstage interviewer, and I was also a ring announcer for a short period. And I'm also a model and actor. It's nice to see you guys. Thank you.
I was the original diva. 61. I guess I've wrestled for everybody, so. Been doing it for 20-something years, and I'm brain dead. That's about it.
All right, so we all know who they are now. Let's go ahead and start. We can start asking some questions. Be brave. There we go, gentleman in the orange shirt.
Mr. Nash, you switched from the WCW to the WWE. Can you talk about like that process and what made you ultimately decide to defect, as it were?
When I switched from WCW to WWE,
Yes.
it's because they sold the company. It wasn't much of a...
Was there any love lost or any kind of emotion that went along with that?
Well, actually, when they bought the company, I still had 16 months left with because my contract was different. I didn't have a WCW contract. I had a Turner Personal Service contract. So I sat at home for 16 months and got paid while they figured out what the rest of the guys worked. So I was fine with it. It's the best 16 months of my life.
Kevin, I have a question. How did you, who came up with the idea of the NWO, and how did that whole idea come about?
The original idea was that guy's loud.
You got this?
Yeah.
You sure?
I might get him and give him a smack.
You say.
And there comes the music. Ton, ton, ton.
I feel like we're at the small annex at the drive-in,
Yeah.
the wrong side of the screen, which I guess ages me. What is that?
Movie.
I didn't even know Spielberg
it's a
was
movie
here.
premiere.
Wait a second, we'll get rid of this guy. I can actually just go with the background music. So anyway, what was the question?
Kevin, I just want to know.
Oh, so the two different Japanese companies, All Japan and New Japan, did a similar angle. Some guys switched over, and it worked well in Japan. And it was probably 10 years prior to us doing it. So we just kind of rehashed it. It just so happened that Scott and I were 6 days apart. Scott got done on, I think June 1st. I got done June 6th. So it just so happened that, two of the top WWF guys, left at the same time. The stars were aligned.
I'm sorry, whose idea was it to bring in Hogan?
Hogan was already in. Hogan was doing a movie at the time with Morgan Fairchild and Vince Vaughn. Not Vince Vaughn, Robert Vaughn. Some kind of attack from Witch Mountain 7 or something. I think I own it on beta. Thank you.
Just for all of you, what was your favorite wrestling match, and where do you see yourself in the future?
In the future, let's see. 5 o'clock tomorrow in my car driving home. I got that going for me. My favorite match of all time, I've probably got 3 or 4. Me versus Shawn Michaels in Omaha, me versus Bret Hart in Survivor Series, and Hell in a Cell Triple H. And then Lilian, what was that, 3 falls, 8 falls, I forget.
13, something like that.
That was in Paducah, Kentucky.
Yeah. For me, it was really hard to decide, like, which one's I've had that question thrown at me so much, like, which one was your favorite to announce or watch or something, but I just had such an amazing time announcing these guys at every single match. Like, to me, watching what they did, and I'm not kidding, like, watching what they put their bodies through and just the love and passion that they have of, the sport of what they do is amazing. And I had the best seat in the house because I was the front of the front row. So it was awesome, and I was just in awe of every match, whether it was a regular match, whether it was a Hell in the Cell or Falls Count Anywhere, just, you know, handicap match, anything. I was just, or ladders match. It was just amazing. And my future, I'm working on my second album right now, so I'm very, very excited. Very excited. My first album came out at the end of 2007, so it's been a process of, you know, transitioning now to leaving the WWE, which was really tough to do, but it was the right decision for me. And moving to LA now, and then writing and writing and writing, and so finally selected the songs we want to do, and just started this week actually in Miami 3 days ago. Recorded the first song, so one's down, next one's Monday.
Nobody will ever sing the national anthem like you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
My favorite match to watch was last year, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, of course. And like Lilian said, I had an amazing seat. Like, I was ringside for it the whole time. I got to announce 2 matches at WrestleMania last year. It was just an amazing time. And these... huge shoes to fill, obviously, and no one can still do it to this day yet, so, I mean, thank you. Future for me, I'm auditioning for different things. I've modeled for a bunch of different, like, fitness lines, a lot of bikini stuff. I just finished Miss Swimsuit International in the Bahamas pageant, and it was top 50 from all over North America, and I was representing where my parents are from. I was representing Hong Kong, so it was really an amazing time. So for me, I'm just taking different bookings, I'm doing modeling, I'm going to get into acting, and I'm also moving to LA in the summer, so I'm really excited for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Some honesty questions. Now with this new generation of wrestlers, Al, Cena, and whomever, there's all for the entire panel, who do you respect that has come out from you now in the wrestling world? As well as also, would you mind sharing who you do not care for too much?
I don't really know. Like, as far as the WWE guys, I don't even know any of them. I really don't. I don't know any of them. Like I went to the Royal Rumble. I knew like 5 people. I don't know them, so I really couldn't. I'm sure I could dislike most of them, but I just haven't had the chance to yet.
Well, from your generation of wrestling, who do you respect and who did you not?
For my generation, I mean, the fact that Taker's still doing it, I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
I ran into him in the Austin. We did a comic book, one of the Comic Cons in Austin. I ran into him in the airport, and he was, with his arm all bandaged up, and he had just saw Dr. Andrews in Birmingham, and he had a rotator cuff tear that he waited so long to get it fixed that they basically couldn't fix it. So, most of us are just kind of held together, but he's got a bad hip. He's got. And he just keeps, keeps going, and I think he actually is dead.